know that song. You haven't heard it in months. Maybe you don't even like it. You definitely didn't choose to think about it. And yet, for some reason, there it is. That one little part, playing inside your head, again, and again, and again. You try to ignore it.
I'm telling you,
It
it's
gets louder.
completely under control.
You
I
start
barely
talking
even
to
notice
someone,
them anymore.
still there.
See?
You turn on a completely
It is
different song because you're hoping it'll knock the first one out. And congratulations. Now you have two songs in your head. Then, 3 hours later, you're lying in bed, thinking about the exact same chorus. And there's something really strange about this. You're not hearing the song. Your ears aren't doing anything. There is no speaker. There is no phone. There is no music. But somehow, your brain is producing a surprisingly convincing version of it anyway. So what's going on? Why can your brain replay music that isn't actually there? Scientists call this involuntary musical imagery. Most of us just call it an earworm. And it's incredibly common. But to understand why it happens, you have to understand something weird about memory. Your brain doesn't store a song, like a file sitting inside a computer. It builds a network of patterns. The melody, the rhythm, the lyrics, the voice, the timing, and your brain becomes surprisingly good at predicting what comes next. Think about a song you know really well. You don't need to hear the whole thing. Someone could play the first couple of notes, and you already know what's coming. Your brain has learned the pattern. And once a song is familiar enough, it doesn't always need the real sound to continue the pattern. It can replay it internally. But here's the first big mystery. Why that song? Why does your brain choose that song? One of the biggest factors is familiarity. The more often you hear something, the easier it becomes to remember. You hear a song once, and you might barely remember it. Hear the chorus 20 times, and suddenly, you know every word. And this is why catchy songs can be dangerous. Not dangerous in the "this song is going to kill you" sense. Just dangerous in the "I have heard this chorus 600 times and now I cannot escape it" sense. Your brain doesn't need a song to be your favorite. It just needs to be familiar enough to retrieve easily. And certain songs make that especially easy. You hear it once, and it comes back later, sometimes much later. And then there's boredom. This is probably one of the easiest times for an earworm to show up. You're doing something, but you're not using every bit of your attention. And your mind starts wandering. It's almost like your brain has a tiny office. One is controlling your hands. One is making sure you don't walk directly into a wall. One is thinking about what you're going to eat later. And then there's one guy in the corner, doing absolutely nothing. He's bored. So he starts humming. Nobody tells him to stop. So he keeps going. And it gets even stranger. Because sometimes you don't need to hear the song at all. Something else can trigger it. A word, a place, a person, a rhythm, a memory. A song can become connected to people, places, emotions and moments from your life. That's why hearing one song can suddenly transport you back years. And sometimes you don't even realize what made the connection. Your brain got there first. So why can't you just make it stop? This is where earworms become genuinely annoying. Try this. Don't think about a pink elephant. Seriously, don't picture one. Whatever you do, don't imagine a giant pink elephant standing in your room. You just pictured one. The problem is that to make sure you're not thinking about the thing, your brain has to keep checking whether you're thinking about it. The same kind of loop can happen with an earworm. You think, I need to get this song out of my head, and then you immediately check. Is it gone? Nope. Still there. Sometimes it's better to stop fighting it. There is also one surprisingly strange trick researchers have tested: chewing gum. In controlled experiments, chewing gum was associated with reductions in both deliberate and involuntary musical imagery. And then there's bedtime. You've made it through the day. Your phone is finally down. The room is dark. You're comfortable. You're ready to sleep. And then your brain decides, you know what we haven't thought about in a while? That song. The long chorus. Again. You're lying there in complete silence, while your brain is running a concert directly behind your forehead. And the worst part? You can't even leave. You're already in bed. Your only option is apparently to lie there and listen to the imaginary DJ your brain hired without asking you. But there may be something useful hiding underneath all of this. Music is exceptionally good at creating and retrieving memories. So maybe that annoying song isn't completely pointless. Your brain could be simply replaying a pattern it knows well. It could be wandering. It could be retrieving a memory. There probably isn't one single explanation for every earworm. But the bigger idea is pretty amazing. Your brain doesn't need the outside world to experience something. Give it a few seconds of music, and it can hold on to the pattern, reconstruct it, predict what comes next, and replay it. Even after the actual sound is gone, you heard 3 seconds of a song, and your brain supplies the next 30. You walk away from the speakers, and the music comes with you. You turn everything off, and somehow, it's still playing, not in your ears, in your mind. And that's what makes an earworm so interesting. It's not really about music. It's a tiny glimpse into what your brain is doing constantly. Remembering, predicting, connecting things, filling in gaps, running little simulations without asking for permission. Most of the time, you never notice any of it. But every once in a while, your brain makes the process impossible to ignore. So the next time a song suddenly appears in your head, don't panic. Your brain isn't broken. It's just found a pattern it recognizes. And apparently decided that for the next few minutes, nothing in the universe is more important than playing that chorus again. And if you've been listening to this entire video, there's a pretty good chance that song is already back. You're welcome.